Necromancer Wizard. Oh boy. Design note: Necromancer updates. Necromancy spellbook now lets you use the Find Familiar spell to summon a skeleton or zombie, and Grim Harvest now restores hit points to an undead creature of your choice. Undead Thralls. Actually, Necromancy spellbook, thank you. Because Find Familiar to get a skeleton or zombie could already be done by level 1 Pact of the Chain Warlock. It still bothers me a little bit that it's level 3, but it is what it is. Undead Thralls has been redesigned to use the Animate Dead spell and provides additional bonuses. Harvest Undead, formerly Undead Secrets, has been redesigned to restore hit points to you when you destroy an undead creature you control. Death's Master now allows you to create bursts of necrotic energy when an undead is reduced to 0 hit points. Alright, Necromancy Spellbook. Necrotic Resistance, that's good. Grim Harvest, when you cast a Necromancy spell using a spell slot, you can choose an undead creature you can see within 60 feet of yourself to regain a number of hit points equal to the level of the spell slot expended plus your wizard level. Yeah, I guess technically this scales better than using your intelligence mod. Undead Familiar. The Find Familiar spell appears in your spellbook. When you cast the spell, you choose one of the normal forms for your familiar or one of the following special forms, skeleton or zombie. That's just good. That's better. What did Grim Harvest used to do? Cast Necromancer spell, use a spell slot, choose yourself or a creature you can see within 30 feet to regain number of temporary hit points equal to the level of the spell slot plus your intelligence modifier. Yeah, it's just... And this is regaining hit points, not just temp HP. So yeah, this is just a nice change. And what was the next one? Undead Thralls. You always have Animate Dead prepared and can cast it once without expending a spell slot. Whenever you start casting the spell, you can modify it so the spell's effective level is increased by 1. That's nice. In addition, when you cast a Necromancy spell using a spell slot that creates or summons an undead, the undead gains the benefits below. Undead Fortitude, the undead's hit points maximum and current hit points increase by a number equal to the level of the spell slot used, plus your intelligence modifier for the duration of the spell. Withering Strike, whenever an undead hits a creature with an attack roll, the undead deals extra necrotic damage equal to your intelligence modifier. That's nice. It just buffs their damage just a little bit. Current hit points increase by a number equal to the level of the spell slot plus your intelligence modifier. And it's going to be at least a 3rd level spell, so it's going to be 3 plus your main stat, probably a 3 or 4, so plus 6. At level 6 is probably plus 4, so plus 7. That's not bad. Especially since Animate Dead increases the amount of creatures you can summon as you level it up, and it bumps the effective level by 1. So that's nice. Undead Thralls is nicely updated. Harvest Undead. You have learned more secrets about the nuances of life and death. Immediately after you become bloodied, but aren't killed outright from taking damage, you can take a reaction to reduce an undead creature under your control that you can see to 0 hit points. You then immediately regain a number of hit points equal to your wizard level. Level 10, so it's at least 10 hit points, which I guess is kind of big for a wizard. What was it? Harvest Undead, I guess, didn't exist before. Undead Secrets is what it replaced. When you finish a long rest. Okay, sorry, I'll read it. I don't know why I was reading it in my head. You'll learn more secrets about the nuances of life and death. When you finish a long rest, you can spend a level 4 plus spell slot to protect yourself from death until you finish a long rest. The next time you would drop to 0 hit points, your hit points instead change to a number equal to 10 times the spell slot expended. In addition, immediately after you take damage and are bloodied, after taking that damage but are not killed outright, you can take a reaction and teleport to an unoccupied space up to 60 feet from yourself, and each creature within 10 feet of that space you left takes 2d10 necrotic damage. I like the theming of using your undead to regain your hit points. That's really cool. And mechanically, feels right for a necromancer. You can take a reaction to reduce an undead creature under your control that you can see to 0 hit points, then immediately regain a number of hit points equal to your wizard level. So the old way was a basically once per long rest get out of jail free card that is going to heal you 10 times the spell slot expended. So if you spent a 4th level spell slot, you would heal for 40 hit points. Whereas this, you would need to use this, although that is a limited usage. How many times do you use this? As many times as you want. Okay. Yeah. So if you use this 4 times, you're not getting the little damage bonus, but you're getting more damage from your actual thralls, which is nice. I say this is good. Harvest Undead is good. Yeah. I'd like that change. Using Undead as a resource, your thralls as a resource, is, I feel like, iconic for a Necromancer. Death's Master. Now allows you to create bursts of necrotic energy when an undead is reduced to 0. Ooh, okay, does this combo? Bolster Undead. As a bonus action, choose any number of undead you have created or summoned with a necromancy spell that are within 60 feet of you. Those undead each gain temporary hit points equal to your wizard level. Once an undead gains temporary hit points in this feature, it can't do so again for 24 hours. Okay. Extinguish Undead. When an undead creature you can see is reduced to 0 hit points, you can cause it to explode with necrotic energy. Roll a number of d6s equal to half the creature's unexpended hit dice, rounded up, minimum of 1d6, and add them together. Each creature in a 10-foot emanation originating from the undead makes a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, a target takes necrotic damage equal to the number rolled and can't take reactions until the start of its next turn. On a successful save, the target takes half damage only. When you use this feature to explode an undead creature you don't control, you must take a reaction and expend a level 5+ spell slot to do so. Okay, hold on. When you use this feature to explode an undead creature you don't control, you must take a reaction and expend a level 5 spell slot to do so. So this looks like it combos because if you control it, it does not take a reaction, which means harvest undead to heal yourself and then they explode. Yeah, sure. It's Corpse Explosion from Diablo 3. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Necromancer definitely looks to be in a much better place. The old Necromancer I definitely had issues with, and this addresses pretty much all of them.